I knew I was a Peace Corps volunteer when a bootleg copy of The Matrix helped me negotiate a business deal. I'm not an engineer, but as a Peace Corps volunteer, I coordinated the assessment and implementation of a gravity-fed water system in a remote village of southern Honduras called Los Sanchez. Los Sanchez is located in the municipality of Oroquina in the department of Choluteca in the extremely hot and dusty south of Honduras. In addition to the common Buenos Dias greeting, I was met every day with choruses of "Que calor ba?" How hot, right? As a non-engineer, I thought I was doing pretty well and becoming comfortable with speaking in Spanish about engineering terms and concepts I had never used in English, such as springbox, conduction line, topographical survey, and air release valves. I felt great when the visiting engineers would come on assessment and implementation trips, and the men of Los Sanchez would guide these visitors over the slippery ledges and cliffs leading to the water source and didn't offer me a hand. They knew I could handle it. I had come a very long way since the first trip to the water source. So feeling confident, I thought I could easily handle meeting with the mason to let him know how much the engineers had budgeted for his payment to build the 5,000-gallon water tank. I met with the mason in his office, which in this case was on the side of a dusty road overlooking the valley below. In my intermediate medium Spanish, the lowest level needed to swear in as a volunteer, I communicated the amount the engineers planned on paying him and stuck out my hand. Well, instead of a handshake and a done deal, I saw the saddest, most dejected look I have ever seen, and I kid you not, a single tear running down his cheek. I'm sure a few "que barbaridades," the ubiquitous Honduran saying meaning "what barbarity," were dropped. At that moment, I realized I was totally over my head and was not qualified to negotiate the terms and conditions of a mason's contract. Luckily for me, the phrase "trato hecho" I had picked up from watching a bootleg copy of The Matrix with Spanish subtitles popped into my head at that moment.
Do we have a deal, Mr. Reagan?
The next few moments were a blur of hand gestures and trato hechos, and eventually we were able to come to an agreement. Who knew a bootleg copy of The Matrix would help me more than my 3 months of business training during PST?